So do you want to raise money to buy real estate of any kind, right? If that's you, then pay attention, because what I hear a lot from people is that, oh my gosh, I don't want to beg my friends and family for money. Or maybe you might even think, I don't even think I can do that. I think that raising money is key to being successful in real estate, because you're not limited by your own capacity on your own money, and raising money solves it. The problem is most people they don't believe they can do it. And even if they have a glimmer of hope they can do it, they don't know what to do, and they don't want to beg their friends and family. So if that's you right now, let's watch this video and I'm going to solve this problem right now. Hi, my name is Michael Blank, and I help people become financially free through real estate. Or maybe you feel stuck in your real estate investing. Whatever it is, maybe you're buying single family house, you're landlording, or maybe even you're flipping, or you want to get in apartment buildings, but you don't have the money. It's a very common problem, and I had the same problem as well. In fact, when I started flipping houses back in 2009, I didn't have any more money because I invested in restaurants. Okay, it's a separate story for another time. But having said that, I saw a huge opportunity in real estate because of the Great Recession. You can buy stuff, REOs, buy them for 80 grand, put 30 in there, and then you'd sell them for 180. It was awesome. I had to get me some, but how? I didn't have the money. So that's when I started raising money. Now, this was actually through loans, a 6-month loan, 12% interest, and it was surprisingly easy. It really shocked me. Another thing that shocked me, though, when I finally got into an apartment building in 2011, it was surprisingly difficult to raise money because, well, it's a 5-year hold. And my investors, first of all, didn't have the $50,000 that was my minimum, and they didn't want to have, they were used to getting the money back in 6 months. So I found it exceedingly difficult at the time to raise money, at least for my existing investors. And so there's a lot of mistakes that people are making when they think raising money. I want to address those, but one of them is a limiting belief that they can't do it. That's probably the biggest thing. Oh, I can't, I've never done it, I can't do it. Then the other thing I hear is, oh, you know what, I don't want to beg my friends and family, right? I don't want to manipulate them. I don't even know how to do that. Or I don't want to lose their money. Those are some of the mistakes and limiting beliefs that I hear around raising money. And then the last one is, I don't know how to do it. Okay, that's the easiest problem to solve, honestly. I always find the mindset problems are probably the biggest and hardest problem to solve. So let me talk about how to address some of these issues. Hey, are you looking for an active community of real estate investors who are on the same path as you are to financial freedom with real estate? Then our Facebook group is the place for you. It's one of the largest groups of people interested in apartment investing to generate passive income. In this group, you can learn, share, and connect with others who share the same goals as you, build relationships, and enjoy the journey together, network with others to find deals and capital, and really continue moving you closer to financial freedom and your financial goals. So click that link to join the group. I can't wait to see you there. But before I do, let me just say that the effect of not solving this is a major issue, because if you're only limited by your own resources, think about it, right? Then that means you're going to save enough money to buy a house. So how long is it? You're going to save the money for a down payment? A year, 2, 3. You're losing time, right? Versus what if you had a rich uncle who would write you a check every time you found a deal, and all you had to do is go out and find deals? Right? Same thing. What if you're the rich uncle? You're like, oh my gosh, I have some money to invest, a stock market, not so much. I really love real estate, but I don't have the time to go look at houses or deals or something like that, right? What if you had access to a hustler who could find you access to deals, right? Isn't that partnership ideal? And the answer is yes. And I discovered this solution kind of by accident when I was doing house flips out of necessity. And that was my first taste of raising money. That was the first time I realized, I got this big light bulb moment. My ability to do deals and build real estate portfolios only limited by my ability to find deals and to find money. Now, I felt I could find deals, but I was really not confident about raising money. So I decided to kind of focus on that part of it. And I think so should you, because here's the bottom line. I can teach you all day long how to raise money. And I've done that in other videos, and I'll do that. But so I don't want to get into tactics right now, because anything I tell you right now, the 7 magical steps to raising money, you're not really going to listen to, because you're actually not bought in. So let me get you bought in. Raising money requires a mindset shift, okay? You got to open your mind to the possibility. And I don't really care if you've never done it before, and that you don't think you can do it. Let me tell you why you can do this. I know this because we've helped hundreds of people raise money for the first time, and they told us 90% of them says, I'm not comfortable raising money. Here's why you can do this. Because investors have a problem. Let me tell you what problems investors have. Investor is someone who invests in the stock market. They invest in 401ks, mutual funds, whatever, right? So they have money, they're going to put it in the stock market. Maybe they have a financial advisor, they're going to put it in equities and maybe bonds. Okay, now they have a problem over the years. So they're putting money in, and what they're observing is that the stock market is very volatile. As you know, it goes up and down, up and down. Now, over a long team, 20 years, if you have a long time horizon, it doesn't matter. But if you're trying to time something, let's say kids are going to college in your 529 plan, or you're about to retire or something, you want to take money out. In that time, if there's a recession, everyone tells you, well, you shouldn't take money out, but what if I do? What if I want to do that? So it makes long-term planning very difficult in the stock market. Number two, there's no cash flow. Unless you're doing very sophisticated options trading, there's really no cash flow that comes from stock market unless you have a lot of money. Now, you've heard the 4% rule. You can live off 4% of your portfolio every single year without decreasing your principal. Okay, so if you want $80,000 income, and this is after tax, how much money do you need? Have you done the math? 4%? That's $2 million, okay? How close are you to having $2 million, okay? It's really not very realistic. What you want is investments that kick off cash flow, and real estate does that. Number three, you pay a high taxes. Every time you have a capital gain, it's either long or short-term capital gain, you pay a lot of taxes. With real estate, specifically with apartment buildings, you don't actually pay real estate while you hold it because of depreciation. It's unbelievable depreciation. Now, when you sell it, you might have capital gains, but there's tax strategies such as buying another property in the same tax year or doing what's called a 1031 exchange that basically rolls it over and resets the bar. And so if you play your cards right, you actually never pay any taxes. It's crazy. So what I'm saying is investors with money have a problem, and you can help them with that problem. So instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to need to raise money. Oh my gosh, how do I raise money? How do I manipulate people? How do I raise money? Think of it this way. Mindset shift. You're not raising money, okay? You are providing value to other people around you. You should always be providing value, but people with money, you're providing value by educating them about alternative investments. And there's many. There's gold, there's crypto, there's oil and gas, there's real estate, and within real estate, there's different alternative assets. There's self-storage, there's multifamily, mobile home parks, etc. Okay, so the whole new world of alternative investments is new to many investors who are trying to solve their problem. And a lot of these alternative investments solve some of these problems in certain ways. Multifamily is the same way. In my opinion, it checks almost all the boxes that investors have. I want more. I want cash flow. I want appreciation with some certainty, and I don't want to pay taxes. Okay, you can help them with that. Easy segue is, for example, you talk to someone with some money, hey, how's the stock market treating you? Okay, and see what they say. They're like, gag, nabbit, blah, blah, blah. He goes, man, I'm getting in this multifamily thing, and it's pretty cool. I mean, did you know that there's appreciation, actually a lot of appreciation. There's cash flow, and we don't even pay any taxes. And they're going to be like, what? Okay, now they're leaning in. Are you raising money? No, you're sharing your enthusiasm with people. You're educating people. You're trying to solve other people's problem. You're providing value. That's what raising capital is. So I want you to think about it in that way. All right, so what do you need to do to actually start talking with investors, right? Because the next question is okay, great. How do I do it, right? There's really two things you got to do. You got to get some level of education. You got to use you got to know what you're talking about. You got to use the right language, right? When an investor asks you XYZ about multifamily, you should be able to answer them. Otherwise, what confidence do they have? Number two, they're going to ask you about your track record, which you may not have. So the second thing you got to do is you got to build a team. Build a team. You got to get a property manager, an experienced property manager. You need an experienced commercial real estate lender on your team, and maybe a real estate attorney or maybe a CPA, something like. You're building a team of professionals around you. So when the investor asks you, well, shoot, Sam, what have you done? Like, is this the first time you ever, and he goes, well, it is for me. I did a couple of real estate investments, or I didn't do anything at all. But you look, I have so-and-so and so-and-so on the team, and we're actively looking for deals right now. And so now the investor's going to go, woohoo. Okay, that's pretty cool. And the thing is, you're going to start with people that you already know. They're not going to grill you as much as someone who've never met or maybe is more sophisticated. So you're going to definitely impress your friends and family with this kind of approach. Now, there's a script here that we're going to give to you in this video. You can download it afterwards. It's actually a script of what to say to your friends and family. Like, what do you actually say? And this is the script that you're going to use with people. But again, the warning is, don't just read the script off. You're going to sound like an idiot. You need to get some education. So watch more of my YouTube videos, or better yet, read my book called Financial Freedom with Real Estate. It's on Amazon. At one point, you may have to invest in your education, okay? But just get educated, kind of know what you're talking about, and then use this script after you've built your team so you can reference your team. Otherwise, you're like, well, I've never done anything, and I don't really know what I'm doing. And your investor's like, even if it's a buddy of yours, you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to stick this one out. So do those two things, use the script. And then here's the thing about this. Always get referrals. This is so critical. So for every person you talk to, I don't care. By the way, you should talk to everybody. Oh, Aunt Helda doesn't have any money. How the heck do you know? right? You ever read The Millionaire Next Door? She could be a millionaire and no one knows it. So never judge a book by a cover. Always talk to everyone that you know or you're referred to. So every person you talk to, ask for 5 referrals. Hey, Aunt Helga, I understand that you may not have the money right now. Do you know anyone who would be interested in learning more about this alternative investment in a conversation? And then she'll go, well, 5, I don't know about 5. Can I give you 2, right? Or 1? What I'm saying is never leave someone without at least 1 referral on average. If you do that, you never run out of people to talk to. People say, oh my gosh, I've exhausted my network. What do I do now, right? They're like, they want the easy button on social media, okay? If you get a referral from everyone, you never need to do that. And you, by the way, you can raise $500,000, $1 million in the same exact way that I'm talking to you right now, and you'll never run out of money. So go ahead and do that. And in the script, I'll show you the script, but also, and by the way, have them introduce you either via text message, chat, or warm email. Don't just get their contact information and contact them. Have them introduce you. Okay, that's also key. And then another trick, and you'll see it in the script, is to kind of dust off the people that you've stopped having conversations with, you lost touch with them. And so you have, I don't know, probably thousands of people in your contacts or Outlook. Who are they, right? Who are they? Export them, okay? Export them and put them into like an email system, like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or something like that. There's a whole bunch of them. They're free up to like 500 contacts or 1,000 contacts or whatever. And they're very cheap. You put them in there and you basically do a blast out. Hey, I'm so sorry. Forgive me for not being in touch with you. I'm such a knucklehead. Let me catch you up over the last 10 years. I haven't talked to you. Here's a quick update. And then at the end, you basically say, oh, and you mention in there somewhere that you got into apartment buildings and say you would love to catch up. Okay, now you're going to get some number who will ignore that. Maybe you send out another one, then you stop chasing them. But there's going to be a number of people who are like, oh my gosh, I'm so good to hear you. Why don't we get on a call? And now you've added another warm contact. So that's really the change your mindset. Change your mindset first and realize that you're not manipulating people. You're not begging people for money. You're sharing your enthusiasm. And you're educating your pride and value. And then really get some education so you don't sound like an idiot and build your team. And if you do that, you're really in a position of strength to not only serve people in a real meaningful way, but also to raise capital. And that's really, really exciting. Now, if you want to learn more about this whole magical thing about apartments, maybe you're listening to this right now and you flipped a few houses or you've done some real estate, or maybe you haven't at all. And I keep mentioning apartments. You're like, interesting, I thought about that. Then you might be interested in my Apartments 101 Masterclass. It's a free course, 4 videos, and it basically explains the fundamentals of apartment investing. And it'll kind of help you understand the lingo of the industry, how we analyze deals, how to make offers. And it goes a little deeper into capital raising, but more importantly, it shows you how you can get started right now, even if you don't have any previous experience or a bunch of money in the bank as well. So it's totally free. Just go to link, I think it's apartments101.co. And just look for the link down below here, or just DM us or put it in the comments and we'll get that link to you as well. So let's go. Let's raise some money. Let's do a deal. Catch you next time.